Y'all, you can break them. You can get out of that pit. Okay. You can do what you were created to do. That is the truth. If you were born to do this thing, that means you can do that thing, right? Because that was the point of your creation. And I need you to believe that. I need you to accept that as the truth, not all the other stuff. I don't care what your mama and your grandmama said. I don't care what your teacher said. I don't care that they called you stupid. I don't care how many mistakes you've made. I don't care. If you can hear the sound of my voice, you can do what you were created to do. Stop giving that other stuff so much life. You're bringing it into you. So you're bringing all of those things to you, right? And so you start acting like what they said. And so now other people see you acting like what they said. And so they say it too. And that keeps building them bricks, right? Building that barrier higher and higher. But they haven't saw the true you, right? Because you've let what great grandmama said cause you to act like that. Show them the real you. That's why we went through all of these sessions of becoming and discovering who God says you are, so that when you show the real you, they stop calling you what you've been acting like, because that's not you. You've been acting scared. You're not scary, you're bold, right? You've been acting depressed, right? Stop. That's not you. You've become depression. That's your new identity. You've become anxiety. That's your new identity. That's not you. That's not you. Break those walls down, break those barriers, right? So you can receive what it is that has been designed specifically for you, right? It's nobody else's. They can't take it, but you cannot receive it. You can give it up, right? You can give up your peace. You can give up your happiness by not going for what it is that you were created to do. They can't take it. You have to give it. You have to accept it. Okay. So I want you all to focus on the truth. When you see the truth and you know the truth, that's what sets you free. If you can hear the truth and you keep fighting against the truth with the lies that's been playing over and over in your mind, right? But you have to know it, you have to obtain it, you have to hold it and keep it and stand on it, right? So that it keeps you free. It can make you free, but it can leave when you start accepting the other stuff. So you want to keep it, you want to hold it. God uses us to perform his word, right? To be the thing that people need in their life. And sometimes all they need is a hug. Sometimes all people need is a listening ear. Sometimes they need the physical person because they don't believe at that point that God is listening to them, right? And so you be God for that moment, right? You let the Spirit of God use you to listen. And then from listening, he'll give you words to speak to that person to help them and meet their needs wherever they are. And so this is how all of our creative purposes work together, right? Because if you help someone else get free or see where something is in them, if you stop the curses from working in their life and their bloodline, then their children get to be free, right? They don't pass those things on to their children. We say a lot of things because we've heard it as children, not even realizing it was a curse. You want your children to be raised in freedom, right? And so when they go to school, the other little kids see what freedom looks like. They see what peace looks like, and they want it. So that's how we do our part in shining our light with the light of God that's in us. What he put in us, we have to shine it so that the world stops being a dark place, right? But if we stay hidden, where's the light? All the darkness just keeps growing, right? Because the darkness is going to continue spreading the darkness, and they spread it loudly and proudly. We're the ones that are hiding. Yeah, I'm not going to preach, I'm not going to teach, I'm not going to pray. I'm just going to do it in my closet. I'm just going to do it through a text message. I'm not going to put it out there for the world. Well, the world needs it because the world is dark. Every light that's on this line needs to be sharing your light with the world, not in your house, with the world. Okay, so we can't complain about the darkness. We can't keep crying to God about the darkness, and we're not doing our part in shining the light that lives in us, right? So break those barriers, Break those strongholds, bring others to the light, bring them to freedom, bring them to peace. Let them see the peace of God on you, right? Stop allowing these strongholds to keep you bound so that, you walk around and you're professing you're a believer, but all they see is you bound. They don't see you happy. They don't see you smiling. Okay, well, is that shining the light of God? No, we owe it to God to receive the peace that Jesus was whipped for. We owe it to God to receive the healing and the deliverance that he was bruised and drugged for and pierced for. We owe it to him, right? Because who else gonna do that for you? Who else? Who else gonna hang on a cross for you? Right? So we owe it to him to prove that that cross was not in vain, that what he suffered, we think about in our mind the image of Christ being whipped until he was unrecognizable, but he did it so that you could be the light, right? So that you could have peace. And you walking around here with no peace. Why? When you get angry, think about he was unrecognizable. When you get depressed, think about he was unrecognizable as a human being. Okay? So I can't stay here. He didn't this didn't happen to him for nothing. I owe it to him to be free because that's what he did it for. We got to stop just imagining that around Easter. No, every day when you make your decisions, think about that. The man came, fulfilled his work, became the sacrifice for me, knowing what I would do, how I would displease God, how I wouldn't always go to church, how I would keep being distracted. He knew all of this and still went through that for me. That needs to be on our mind when we decide to tell God no. When we decide to say, God, I can't do that. You understand what I mean? He didn't say, God, I can't. He said, nevertheless, not my will, but let your will be done. We need a nevertheless on our lips, right? Nevertheless, I understand what I feel. I don't feel good. I don't like this. I don't like that, but nevertheless, I'm going to say yes to you because you said yes to me, right? And the only time you tell me no, it's for my own good.